Welcome back to our channel, Nostalgic Culture, where we delve into the eccentric and talented icons of 80s music. Do you remember this? He was the epitome of 80s charisma and style. If you lived through the 80s, chances are you sang and danced to his tunes. He left us too soon, but his legacy remains. This is the story of Falco. Born Johann Hans Holzl on February 19, 1957, in Vienna, Austria, Falco's life was marked by early struggles. His parents, Alois and Maria Holzl, faced difficulties, with Falco being the sole survivor of a set of triplets. His musical talent was evident from a young age. At just 4 years old, he asked for an accordion for his birthday, and by 5, his piano teacher recommended formal lessons. Some even likened him to a prodigy. He could hear a song on the radio and flawlessly play it back. But tragedy struck early. His parents divorced in 1968, and in 1971, Falco experienced another profound loss with the death of his beloved grandmother. Financial struggles followed as his mother's shop closed, leaving Falco largely alone at home. In these circumstances, he stopped attending school and, at 16, abandoned formal education altogether to pursue various odd jobs. At 17, he joined his first band and began studies at the Vienna Conservatory of Music. However, influenced by contemporary musicians like David Bowie, his idol, Falco decided to try his luck in Berlin. After a year there, he returned to Vienna, adopting Falco as his stage name in homage to the German skier Falco Weissflog, and also because Falco means falcon. In the early stages of his career, Falco buskied on the streets for money before transitioning into various bands as a bassist, exploring a wide array of musical genres. It wasn't until 1979 that he released his first solo singles, which unfortunately failed to gain traction. However, his big break came in 1982 with the release of his debut studio album, Einzelhaft, propelling Falco to stardom. The album's standout track, Der Kommissar, stood out for its German-language rap style and sold over 7 million copies worldwide, earning Falco the nickname the White Godfather of Rap. The song topped charts across Europe, and soon, prominent artists like Laura Branigan and the British band After the Fire released their own versions. However, with fame came its own set of challenges. Falco found himself besieged by adoring fans and indulged in excesses at parties, including heavy drinking and drug use, earning him a reputation as eccentric or perhaps misunderstood genius. The immense pressure to replicate his initial success weighed heavily on Falco, leading to increased alcoholism. His fears materialized in 1984 with the release of his second album, Junge Römer, which despite critical acclaim today, was a commercial failure. This setback plunged Falco into a deep depression, exacerbating his alcoholism. In a bid to find solace, he embarked on a trip to Thailand, where he found renewed hope to work on his next album. By 1985, Falco found inspiration in the success of the film Amadeus, which brought renewed interest in classical musician Mozart, also Austrian like Falco. This inspired Falco and his team to create a song paying homage to Mozart. By the end of that year, he released the rock anthem Rock Me Amadeus, the lead single from his album Falco 3, which became his most iconic song. It swiftly climbed to the top of European and American charts, making it the only German-language song to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The music video for the song became one of the most played on MTV during the summer of 1985. During this time, Falco met Izabela Vikovic, who was already married to a man 19 years her senior. Despite this, the attraction between Falco and Izabela was undeniable, and they quickly moved in together. Soon after, Izabela became pregnant and gave birth to a daughter. Falco 3 was a massive success, with tracks like Vienna Calling and Genie receiving widespread acclaim. However, Genie sparked controversy due to its lyrics depicting a man kidnapping a woman. Despite this, it sold up to 50,000 copies a day. Despite his immense talent and style, Falco harbored deep-seated fears of future failures, which led him to decline opportunities to move to the United States. He felt a tremendous sense of responsibility and ultimately refused to relocate, despite pressure from his record label. However, after the success of Amadeus in North America, he briefly visited New York and Los Angeles, where he became a sensation. Although offered the chance to settle in the United States and record albums there, Falco insisted on returning to Vienna. 1986 proved to be another challenging year for Falco as the weight of worldwide fame took its toll, and his vices resurfaced with intensity. He released Emotional, a new album that didn't achieve the expected success. Only a few tracks, like The Sound of Music and Coming Home, garnered any significant attention. During this time, he was abandoned by his wife and shortly after, discovered that his daughter was not biologically his, but fathered by another man. In 1987, Falco collaborated on a duet with the famous actress and singer, Brigitte Nielsen. Despite battling depressions and personal struggles, Falco continued to work, releasing albums like Wienerblut in 1988, Data de Groove in 1990, and Nachtflug in 1992, finding considerable success in his home country but minimal recognition internationally. His disappointment over the lukewarm reception of his work led Falco to mix alcohol with psychiatric medications as he grappled with internal conflicts. Seeking a change of scenery, he purchased a villa in the Dominican Republic, where he settled. Tragically, his life was cut short on the night of February 6, 1998, as he was leaving a nightclub and driving home near the cities of Villa Montero and Puerto Plata. In a horrific accident, a bus driver, reportedly driving recklessly, collided with his car, resulting in fatal injuries. Falco was just days away from his 41st birthday. Despite conflicting witness testimonies regarding the accident's cause, local authorities eventually ceased their investigation, and no charges were filed against anyone. This decision sparked significant international controversy. Following Falco's death, his close friend, Austrian pilot Niki Lauda, who had an airline company, sent one of his planes to Dominican Republic to bring Falco's body back to Europe. The singer's remains were laid to rest in Vienna's Central Cemetery, attended by over 4,000 fans, amidst the heart-wrenching pain of his mother, who idolized her son as his greatest admirer. Complicating matters further, initial autopsy results suggested high levels of alcohol and other substances in his body, but subsequent examinations refuted this claim. 20 days after his passing, Falco's eighth album, Out of the Dark, was released. Its title track soared to the top of the German charts, marking the final pinnacle of his career. Sadly, he didn't live to witness its success. Though Falco vanished physically, his musical legacy endures. In 2008, marking the 10th anniversary of his death, the young woman who, according to DNA tests, was not his biological daughter, filed a lawsuit seeking recognition as Falco's legitimate heir. The 23-year-old, Caterina Bianca, even penned a book titled Falco Was My Father, much to the discomfort of fans worldwide. While Falco may be gone, his musical legacy lives on. Remixes of his iconic 80s songs continue to emerge, and his figure remains entrenched in popular culture. A biographical film about his life was released in 2008, ensuring that Falco's memory endures. And with that, we conclude another video on our channel. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below, telling us your favorite song by this remarkable singer. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Until the next video.